to Space Engineers DIC expansion. I've got some really cool stuff to show you. Well, I think it's really cool. So I've been busy in between episodes filling this place out, and I think it's turned out really, really nice. Now I know I said I wasn't going to like dig in to the moon, but I just meant I wasn't going to live underground. So I did dig out the floor a little bit here because just because of how open this space was, we needed some floor height variation to make it look half decent. So we've got these little like control rooms that are just sunken down a little bit. There's like all these little workstations and like a meeting table, some LCD screens that we can put the like all of our stats of how many resources we have, that type of thing. And in the roof, I've actually put all the refineries. And I think that it turned out really, really good. I utilized that space quite efficiently, I think. So that just sort of sits right underneath this this layer of heavy armor. Is that a good idea? Probably not. But I don't care. The thing is with this, like, if someone's gonna attack my base, the first thing they're gonna attack are the turrets, and you know, there's gonna be a big turret here, so you probably shouldn't put your valuable production machinery directly underneath it. Just, you know, future tips for you guys. I'm gonna ignore my own advice, and yeah, because I really like this. So we've got 8 refineries here. They all have speed modules on them. And now you might be thinking, why speed modules and not efficiency yield modules? And essentially, I don't know, like, because I just I don't like waiting. I'm impatient. And if it was things like iron and nickel, like, those things get processed very quickly. But things like gold and platinum, now that I'm starting to refine that and I'm getting a good feel for, you know, how long it actually takes to get a decent amount of that, I'm leaning towards speed modules as the way to go. And I don't mind that we're not getting the bonus, because the best bonus we can get is double the yield, and double of 0.4% is basically a bee's dick anyway. So I'd rather make the refineries work 5 times quicker. Anyway, enough of me reassuring that I've made the right decision. Let's continue on here. So to keep the entire thing open and still have a way to get into the place, I decided to put windows on either side and cover them up with hangar doors. And yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. So if we I've just got this temporary button panel set up here. So yeah, it just all locks up. I think that's really, really cool. The connection tubes. So we've got an airlock checkpoint, which goes into the merging station, and this merges the actual building with the connection tube. And then at the end, there's another airlock checkpoint, which is all automated. I'm running Izzy's simple door script to manage the airlocks, so I don't need to worry about sensors or anything like that. It's really, really cool. And this is the connection tube, and this turned out exactly like I had in my mind. It looks, yeah, looks exactly how I imagined it, which is more than what I can say for this, because this turned out nothing like I had planned. But yeah, this is really cool. So we've got these little support braces, which are going to be spread out every 5 window panels. And I have taken a blueprint of this as well, so I can just like extend this to however long I need it. And then I'll need to try to recreate this stupid thing, which I'm still not 100% happy with. It was very difficult to try and merge the connection tube into the actual building and make it look half decent. But yeah, it's not too bad. I got some defense turrets on top, which are pretty cool. We've got conveyor tubes that run underneath the catwalk. There is plants and a light at every support beam. Why are there plants out here? I have no idea. How are they attached? I don't know. They're bolted to the catwalk. Stop asking me questions. Yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. Yeah, I like it. And yeah, I managed to get an air vent in here. Now, obviously, this is not very safe at all. Like if we get under attack, this would be the first thing to get destroyed. Like just a single bit of scrap will blow this thing up, which is why I have the airlock checkpoints. So if we do get breached in one of these connection tubes, it doesn't vent the entire base. But yeah, I think it's coming along nicely. Now that I've taken up 2 years of your time just talking about how proud I am of my accomplishments, let's actually get into this episode. So what I want to do is work on the next dome, which is going to be a generic cargo storage, I think. Essentially, what I want to do is the next dome needs to have multiple branches, because I don't want this thing to be just in a line. I want it to be kind of like a maze. So I need like an intersection. So a main junction dome where we can go off to like the assembly room, or we can go off to the medical room or something like that. And I don't really know what to put in the junction box. So that's why I was just going to try and cram some storage in. Or we could actually do maybe like a server room. So we could have a bunch of programmable blocks and timer blocks, batteries as well. Batteries would be good. I have been making the advanced power cells, and after looking at all the stats of each tier, I think I'm going to stick with tier 1s, which will actually give us 25 megawatts of output and input, obviously, but the stored power also goes up to 25 megawatt hours, which is fucking insane compared to this. Like, you get double the output and input, but 8 times the amount of stored power. So yeah, I don't want to go up too much more than that, because the next step up is 50 megawatts input and output, and 50 megawatt hours stored. So yeah, I think we'll just stick with the tier 1s. And what else did I do? Oh, I made, finally made shield components. And I put a shield on Ma. So there's the shield emitter. It's got to be, it's got to have line of sight to outside, otherwise it doesn't work. So you can't like bury it into your ship. Wait, did I just go on another tangent? Said I wasn't going to waste your time, and then just started rambling on again. Good work, Timmy. All right, I think let's do one more extension. So we're going to place down a projector. Let's throw that in. Oh, I did, I crammed a couple of bobs inside here. Because this base is going to be really spread out, I think we're going to have to do that. We're just going to have to cram bobs in certain points, wherever we can hide them, basically. Just so Bob has the entire range. Yeah, we can't just have like a dedicated bob room. All right, how are we going to handle this? I kind of want to put a seat on this. Oh, is that... Oh, nice work, spacebar. I can actually attach that sideways. Champion. I thought I was going to have to do it like this. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. So it is... We can rotate it around and join it on that way. So both of those ends will meet up and it'll line up perfectly, basically. So I made sure I could do that. Okay, I think that's good. Let's turn Bob on. Okay, so for this junction box, I'm a little bit... I don't really know what to do for the design. Because I did want the domes to actually look dome shaped. The trouble is with that is, like, if we have these blast doors, like, how do I get this junction box to fit in it? And there's going to be 4 of them. Like, that means we're going to have 2 different blast doors on each side. And I don't really want to deal with that. So I'm contemplating for this junction box using these instead, because they have a similar effect, but they're a lot simpler to set up and a lot easier to incorporate into some weird ass design. Like this stupid thing. Alright, so we're going to need another one of these. I might quickly jump into a creative world and just separate this section so I can blueprint it, because that would make this a lot easier, because like the connection tube's never going to change height. So this will always line up and we can just reuse this section each time. I think that'd make it a lot simpler. And I might also take an upgraded blueprint of this one as well, where it's fully finished. Just in case we want to make another massive dome like this. Possibly for storage. Trying to think, like there's not a great deal we need to fit now. The assembler room is going to be fairly small because we only need to fit this in there. Just 4 assemblers. I think that'll be fine. So the assembler room's going to be fine. The storage room, that is probably going to be the only other big dome that we need. Medical room's going to be pretty small. Because essentially all we need is this and H2O2 generator. So yeah, probably one big dome like this, 2 small domes, and then the junction box, which is going to be a custom design, I think. Yeah, I'm really happy with this, in case you can't tell. I think it turned out really, really cool. And at nighttime, it looks awesome, because these lights don't extend all the way. Like, it makes it up to about here. So there's these little dark spots in between where I've put these purple lights. Yeah, just it's really, really cool. What's going on here, Bob? It kind of looks like he cannot build any further than that. So that's the case, you know, my game was running absolutely perfect while I was building all that stuff off camera. As soon as I start recording, it goes to shit. I'd even made a mental note of it because I was gonna tell you guys how much better the game was running, and I don't know how I fixed it, and now it's just all gone to shit anyway. There's no point. So I loaded up the save in a under a different name, just so I could play around with some things. I removed Ma from the world, but I forgot to take a benchmark reading of how the game was running in the original save. So I loaded it back up, and it was fine. It never did any of the hiccups, even during the save. So I couldn't tell you what I fixed. But yeah, it's all, like I said, it's all going to shit now. Excellent. Okay, that's that. I know that looks ugly as sin, but like I said, it's just temporary, just to get the base built, because I'm lazy and I don't want to carry all the resources over here and weld it up by hand. I mean, this game's all about automation and stuff anyway, so why not make the most of it? Yeah, I think if we go any longer, it's going to start to irritate me because it'll take ages to get to and from the different sections of the base, so I think we'll leave it here. Yeah, it looks awesome though. Really happy with how that's turning out. Oh, I forgot to mention that I painted this. You would have seen it, but I'd just like to make you guys aware for some reason. But yeah, it looks a lot better. There's this new thing that I do now, and like it all started with Ma. Wherever there's a recessed area, I try to make that dark, and then the raised sections, I try to make those light, and it just always seems to look really nice. So whenever I'm building armor now, I sort of keep that in mind, and I try to give myself like accent points where I can paint certain stripes and recesses and stuff like that. All right, anyway, I'm going to load this up into Creative World so I can take a blueprint of this section here. Hopefully that fixes the extreme amount of lag that I'm getting for no apparent reason at all. And I will be back. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, welcome back, guys. We are ready to place the new blueprint. So I jumped into... Where the fuck did... Oh, that's in the refinery room. Yeah, so I jumped into creative mode and got a blueprint of the... I'm calling it a merging section, and I also took a blueprint of the main dome as well, because we will reuse this shape for the cargo area. Yeah, so I did that and I restarted my game. Hopefully that's gonna fix the issues we've been having. All right, so merge section there we go. Oh shit. No, Bob. No, don't do it, Bob. Okay. Get this rotated around. That way, possibly. Is that going up? Yeah. We actually need to rotate that the other way. There we go. Sure. Yeah, looks fine. All right, turn Bob on. And let's fix the mess that he made. Jesus Christ, Bob. What are you doing to me, buddy? Because it used to only do it when it was saving. But now it just... There's this random point in time where it does it. And it's not like anything spawning in or anything. Or it could be the blueprint. Could it be the blueprint? Because that would explain why it wasn't doing it while I was designing all of this crap. Because I didn't have a blueprint going. Possible. Oh good, that is pressurized. I was a little bit worried. Because I didn't test it. I didn't test if that was going to be pressurized. Because these windows here are sitting on the outside block. Yeah, and these ones are obviously on this block here. So I was a little bit worried that there'd be a gap, but it looks like it's counted as pressurized, which is good. All right, welcome back, guys. So I've been busy just trying to get the design down, and this is what I'm thinking. So I've gone 3 across with the hangar doors, and that allows me to put a 3x3 window in, which is it's basically half of what I've done here. But essentially, like, because we've got 4 of these merge sections, it eliminates the possibility of having any of the blast door slidey mechanics. So, but I still wanted it, you know, open. I still wanted the base open. So I decided to do these, just because they're, like, it still has the same effect, but it's like basically it's a poor man's version of whatever this is that I created. Yeah, but it still looks the part, like it still functions. And then yeah, I'm just gonna tie this together with maybe an angle armor block. So the visibility isn't gonna be amazing, but I'm hoping these few windows that we have will open it up. And I also really want to try to do the same thing, but on the ceiling. So I was thinking if we possibly did maybe a 4x4. Oh no, but if we do that, how are we going to do the window? Because we got either this 3x3, we've got a 2x3, but there's no 2x2. We've got a 1x2. That's, I mean, that could work, but it would be, we'd have to use a combination of these 1x1s and the 1x2s. If we wanted a even pattern, that is. If I didn't care about it, I'd just use a 3x3 and just shove some more windows around the side. But unfortunately, symmetry matters to me. And now this middle section would just have to be 1x1s. And if it got to that state, I would argue that getting rid of these 1x2s and replacing them with 1x1s would actually look better. and it'd be less like a swastika, which would probably be beneficial. All right, well, I'm gonna keep going with this. Yeah, I think probably getting the roof in first, and then I'll worry about what I'm gonna do in here afterwards. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be enough space for some batteries, some programmable blocks, and some timer blocks. This would be the server room, basically. And I'm thinking about having like a mezzanine floor. So as you walk in here, there'll be catwalks that go up. And then along this cross section, we will be raised up maybe one floor, one block. And then all the machinery and stuff will be around in these corners. I'm not sure if they're going to be sunken into the ground or if they're going to be raised up. I'm not sure. If I raise them up, it'll fill out the volume a lot more and it'll probably look better. But what that'll do is also block the view of the windows. So it's sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. Basically, there's downsides to both designs. And it's all about choosing the lesser of the two evils, I guess. Well, that's life in general, really. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going with this. I will bring you guys back when I've made some progress. All right, welcome back, guys. I've got a little bit of progress to show you as my game freezes just as I start recording again. Jesus Christ. All right, I went back on what I said. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest. So I've gone with a 4x4 window, and I've just put all the smaller sections on the inside of the 4 squares, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Now it's not completely finished in here. I do want to cover up the conveyor tubes here, and I've got to put lights in here as well. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. I've got some timer blocks up here because number one, we need timer blocks, and number two, I really like the details that they add. I think they're a really cool block just to put down. The mezzanine floor didn't really turn out the way I thought. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, to be honest. It's not bad. It's just, I mean, it's not good either. So we'd be something like, oh, God damn it, come on. It's because it was a separate grid that wasn't connected at any point. I just want to temporarily get this down just so we can try it out and have a look. So essentially we'd have a pathway through here, staying up on the top level. You know, it could just be the fact that I have so many blocks. Because when I started this world, I did turn off block limits because fuck that. I don't want to be limited on my creativity. So it could just be that we have 6 bazillion blocks and the game doesn't like it. Okay, so that's like a rough idea of it. And then obviously we'd have an actual floor here. Maybe we should fill this in properly. Okay, I do like this square running around the outside. I think that looks really, really good. I'm not sold on this. Like, why does the floor go down? There's no point other than it look, you know, interesting. Yeah, it doesn't make enough sense to do that. Why would there be a couch in the fucking server room, Timmy? Well, maybe you want to just sit down, you know, after hacking away at servers. Just need to sit down for 5 minutes. Ah, geez, that really fucks up the middle though. Big open empty space. Makes me want to dig it up and sink it down into the floor again. Alright, we'll see how this looks when we come in. I think it might be a little bit too aggressive. Because as soon as you get to here, like that's as far as you can go. I like it though. And that gives us our 16. We could have 2 there. And then 2 here. And that also gives us 4 spots in the ground for batteries. Plus we could put 4 timer blocks on top of that, because we don't need to access them. And then we've got this spare spot here, which I'd probably put maybe a little bit of armor. Just to try and tie it all together somehow. Or we could possibly put something else there. Maybe a decorative piece, a chair, I don't know. Yeah, I'm liking this though. I think we're onto something. There's a bit, it's very white. And that's due to the fact that I wasn't able to get the black border on here, or the dark grey border, I should say. It's not black. So we've got white stairs on white wall, basically. And I don't think I'm going to be able to change the color of the stairs. I think that'll look weird. We'll give it a go though. May as well try it out. Does that look odd? Sort of hides the stairs, which is probably not ideal. Yeah, I think I do like it though. 'Cause it creates a little bit of contrast rather than just having all white everywhere. Yeah, I think that'd be the way to go. Or alternatively, we could change the color of this pathway up the top here. I'm not sure what color we'd do, but there is that option. Now I want these to be white. Oh, god damn it. Mother DIC, Moon DIC, there we go. Oh, there's no pressurization. God damn it. I might actually die now. Airlocks are gonna kill me. Thanks, Bob. Alright, well, it's not pressurization, so I'm going to turn that back on. Yeah, so that would have saved my life if we had pressurization on. Because all of this is pressurized and the temperature is considered warm in here. So I wouldn't have been dying, freezing to death. So we actually would have made it back. Okay, what are we doing? Programmable blocks. Okay, for now, I think that is going to do. At least it's like, it's furnished now. All I've got to do is style the roof. Oh yeah, I've got to put the air vents in. It's a fairly big area, so I might put more than one. So possibly, yeah, I'll just do 4. Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna have a quick break. I still don't feel like I've accomplished enough to turn this into a video yet, so yeah, I'm gonna have a break and then I will do another recording session and hopefully get this place finished. It'd be really good to finish like one dome, like at least one dome every episode. Yeah, all right. So I will see you guys soon. Welcome back, guys. All right, this is what I've come up with. I think it looks pretty good. I screwed around for ages with all different designs trying to get this to look half decent, and I'm pretty happy with this. I think this looks pretty good. It's definitely not dome shaped like I originally thought, but that's all right. I'm contemplating leaving one of these disconnected, like not putting a tube off it. Just, I don't know, because I like the way it looks. It sort of looks like a docking station or something like that. All right, and yeah, this is the inside. We've actually got railings. I thought that'd be a good idea because you sort of, this is the first thing you run into as soon as you open the door. So it stops you from falling down. Got little vents just above the actual vent. And believe it or not, all this glass and everything is held up by these lights. Just because, like, I've got this slope here, so there was nothing for it to attach to. I guess I could just change these to full cubes. But I wanted to put a little text panel on here. Essentially, fucking hell. Just so I could do this. Because everything's so bloody similar in here that it's very difficult to tell which door I need to go to get to where I need to go. So that's the refinery room down there. Okay, I guess what we should also do is have a look at how it looks when it's all closed up. So let's close those. Yeah, it's pretty cool. One thing I noticed while building this is I don't have any blast doors protecting these. Like, that's kind of against the whole point. Oh, I guess the connection tubes are just as vulnerable. So yeah, it's fine. All right, excellent. Yeah, I like it. All closed up, bunkered down. Yeah, it's good. All right, now I feel like we can end the episode now that I've actually achieved something. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. As always, don't forget to lead your targets, and I will see you next time.